Yo, what up? Yo, can you guys hear me? Hello. Hello. Good day. Hello. Where did you guys go? Yo, you can hear me. Hey. It's been so long since I've done this. I'm like trying to figure out where to put all the boxes. Good day. Dag, it's been a minute. How's it going? What's up, everybody? Whew, hello. Hello. What's up? It's been a minute. Bill Gould, Crypto Bird Dog, Jungle Inc. My man. How have you guys been? What's going on? It's been so long since I've done a live stream on here. I don't even know if I didn't even know if my OBS was going to be set up yet, or set up right whenever I redid it. I think I have the settings right, because you guys can hear me. I can't hear the music, but you guys can hear the music. Like if I turn on the stream, I can hear the music that you guys can hear, but I can't hear it right now. Alright, let's see here. Let me make this the window I use. Where is this? Yo. Yep, you know, I have been living it right. I've been having a good time. You know, Bill Gould, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that, my friend. So yeah, it's been a minute. Welcome back. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. Welcome back to the Kung Fu Nerd live stream. I have been meaning to make some edits about option trading and trading in general, and some of the craziness that's been going on with, GameStop, GME, with AMC, in general, the stocks that are just being crazy right now. But also, I want to talk about DogeCoin. I know. I feel bad I didn't say hi to more people in California. I should have said hi. Where are you exactly in California? I remember I didn't know exactly where you were, and I was in LA for a minute, but thank you, Jungle. You're great. You're sweet. It's been such a trip too, just seeing what's been happening with Dogecoin. There's so many times that I was about to just go live and be like, "What? All right, this is it." But I just kind of kept going in the mountains and going camping. Palm Springs. Oh man, I did actually drive through Palm Springs, but I think it was in between two stretches of city, and we were just flying. We were trying to fly through that area. Man, my Rover is not good on gas. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So the name of this video is Dogecoin price predictions. Mainly, I have a lot of different things to say about Dogecoin, and they're not all good. They're not all bad. So it's not necessarily going to be like a Dogecoin hate video by any means. And it's definitely not going to be a Dogecoin hype video, because there's a lot of issues and things to consider, especially for new traders. And that's what I kind of wanted to start off with, just making videos again, mainly because I have been falling back into the same pattern of saying the same thing to some friends and repeating myself in conversations enough to where that's where I originally started streaming and talking and making videos about different things, is because I was like, all right, look, this is something I can just put up a video about and call it good. So this isn't really a concise edit. This will just be kind of me rambling and going through different things. There's just a lot of people interested in crypto for the first time. There's a lot of people that are maybe being introduced to cryptocurrencies right now, and they're being introduced to crypto through Dogecoin, and that could be detrimental to some if they bought at the top and sold at the bottom and they don't look back and they're upset. That could be a good year or two, burn time for them. But for the majority of the people I've been talking to, I've been battling the issue of them just not understanding market cap, and this similar issue across stocks and cryptocurrencies as to understanding the amount of value in a token and the amount of the token available. So something just to consider when you're looking at tokens in general and looking at the value of an asset and then speculating at the price an asset can go. And so I've had some friends saying, and I'm sure you guys have seen it on Twitter, maybe you guys that follow me on Twitter have seen me responding to a couple of these comments that people are saying, bless my heart, it kind of reminds me of a young me putting up some crazy price predictions for different coins. But in reality, like thinking that Dogecoin can go, I had a friend tell me that they think Dogecoin could go to the same price Ethereum is now. So Ethereum was like $3,000 or $4,000, and they are saying, well, why wouldn't Doge be able to go to that price? And that's just one of those things that doesn't sound absurd until you understand the fundamentals behind these assets. And that's kind of where it comes, that's kind of what it comes down to. And it comes down to, like, we can all speculate about specific things as far as like our opinion about momentum stocks and meme stocks and where they're going to go and what, constitutes a proper short squeeze and where it potentially could take an asset. But in reality, nothing changes about the fundamentals. Like, we can all speculate about our opinion about different assets and where they're going to go and what we think they're valued at, but in reality, nothing changes about the fundamentals of an asset. So the important thing to understand is that a shift in value easily could be capitalized on by people who've manipulated the market to benefit them during this duration of what could be a bear cycle or just a corrective phase. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's think about something simple. So I pulled up this, I love this site, Visual Capitalist. I always have this site up randomly, it's just got great graphs. They actually have a graph right now on GMC or GME. GME, AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia. They have a little kind of breakdown of all these different timelines and the squeeze that happened that put it up to its peak at like 480 or whatever. I've been using Doge for extra cash. I've been buying the huge dips and selling near the top. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see these patterns. I did take advantage of it too and buy and sell a couple times, but I didn't really come out and like tell people when to do that. I was just kind of doing that on my own. And so let's get back to what we were saying. So Dogecoin right now, if you think about Dogecoin as an asset, it's at whatever, 24 cents. Oh man, look at us. It's just like the good old days. I'm gonna go find me some coin market cap. This is nice. This is just nice. Here we are. Look at this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. There we go. A nice little 3-monther. A little 3-monther for you. Okay, so buttons on your underwear. No, I'm just kidding. Where did that go? Okay. Dogecoin as an asset, and in looking at this price, there was a good opportunity here, 5-7 cents to buy it and to jump in. And we're thinking, like, for the most part, if we're going to think about anything as a investment, like if you were going to consider anything as an investment, whoa, Larry, Las Vegas, good old days, my man, thanks for the super chat. I can't hear the audio too. I might be talking over the audio, the robot voice. Does it still do the robot voice, the good old eyes robot voice? I hope it does. I hope it does the voice. So if we think about, like, what is investing, like, I'm assuming that everyone that's buying Dogecoin or watching this video, at some point they're thinking, like, what is the price prediction, because they want to make money, right? So if you think about the fundamental aspect of investing is thinking about hedging against a loss of value. So that means that we want to take trades and take steps to prevent loss of value. And what this means in the most basic form is that the dollars we hold, and a lot of cryptocurrency people call dollars fiat. Maybe you're not familiar with that term, but paper money of any kind, any fiat or government issued paper money, it's distributed by a central governance and it has a depreciating value, which means that inside of our lifetime, you and me holding cash, it depreciates about 70% of its value inside just my lifetime being alive. So that means at some point, if I had been given $100,000 the day I was born, I would still have $100,000 in cash if I just held it in my mattress until now, but it would be worth 70% less in the market based off inflation and the change of value in the reality is most of us don't notice this because we are living in this insular state where we're utilizing the dollars, even though they're fluctuating in value outside of our lagoon government or our lagoon nation state. The dollars actually change in value internationally, and they depreciate over time. They're losing value. So even though it seems like it's still a dollar, it's not worth the same amount over time. And so the basic idea of investing is to park your cash or move your cash into assets that appreciate over time, that don't depreciate, right? So even the most basic investments, if you think and consider something like the traditional tried and true investment is, buy and hold over time. And usually people don't speculate about buying and holding, speculative assets. They usually buy ETFs. So consider like the S&P 500 is an electronic traded fund of the 500 most popular stocks, and that basket of stocks alone does 10-20% annually returns, which is way better than losing value over time in cash. So when we think about this as the basic principle of investing, where we just want to make sure that our cash is parked somewhere where over time it accumulates more value instead of depreciates in value. And this is something that's interesting to look at when obviously the buy and hold method works great for Bitcoin, for Apple, for Tesla, for even DogeCoin. The problem is that there's certain issues with not understanding the lifetime of an asset or not understanding the potential peak of an asset by not understanding market cap. So let's go into basically what market cap is and what that means when we think about when Lambo and single wide trailer. As soon, I don't know, it's been a minute. I feel like we should have those by now. Like if you wanted a Lambo and a single wide, I feel like you should have that. I don't know if anybody wants those anymore. Single wides are pretty popular still, but Lambos are not as hot. I think Teslas are in. Tesla's where it's at. Okay, so here we are. We're talking about market cap in general for what it looks like for an asset. So the market cap of something is the amount of available tokens if it's a crypto, or the amount of available shares if it's a stock, times that token price or that share price. So it gets interesting and it gets tricky when you think about what that looks like for buying and selling something in real time. So I made a video about this years ago. I almost want to just pull it up, we could just watch it. But the idea of this market cap fluctuating based on price is that, let's say we have an asset like DogeCoin at where's the, can we turn the market cap on here? Oh cool, my internet doesn't work. Why not? What happened to my internet? All right, so if we look, oh, here we go. So if we look at this by market cap, and we look at the market cap right here, $53 billion. So the market cap's at $53 billion, and the token is at, what is it? 53 cents? I can't tell. Oh God. Yeah, so right here, oh, it's 40 cents. So right here, it's 40 cents, and the market cap's at 53 billion. The idea is that if everyone starts selling right now at 40 cents, everyone doesn't get to sell at 40 cents, right? So we say like, oh, there's $53 billion in it because it's how many tokens times how much each token is, and that's the market cap. That's a pretty basic number. The problem is that number fluctuates like a moving goalpost based off of people buying and selling at a different price. And so people are always going to be buying and selling in, the reality is if there's more buyers than sellers, it goes up. If there's more sellers than buyers, it goes down. And not everyone gets the same price. So when you think about like professional trading strategies as far as like purchasing huge amounts at a certain time, people, or selling huge amounts at a certain time. Pro traders avoid what they call slippage, which is they basically want to avoid when they sell a bunch at a certain time, the price is going to drop and they're going to get less and less for each share or each token as the price drops, and they're trying to sell their huge bag at once. So to prevent that slippage, what they'll do is they'll pump the token up, they'll hype it up to a specific price, and then once it's at a buy wall, run up wall, and everyone's buying up, they'll sell down into that buy up wall, and that allows them to offload at a specific price. So these advanced trading strategies you can see happening in real time with buy and sell walls, and you can see people taking huge positions to kind of like create artificial tops or artificial bottoms depending on what their long-term position is or what they think the market's doing short-term. So you can't really always time and read these conditions, but what you can do is start to understand the reality of something limiting like market cap and price and the potential available supply of tokens. So if you go look at the basic math of DogeCoin, in reality is that there's way more tokens than there are available tokens for Ethereum or for, you guys can't see that. Okay, so see how this circulating supply number changes for each coin? Like Bitcoin has 18 million available, Ethereum has 116 million available, and Dogecoin has 130 billion available. And that's 15 billion more than the last time I looked. So here's the reality of understanding token economics. And if you wanted to even consider this as an extension of what happened with that Titan token, the Titan token, and there was like an iron token that they made, it crashed from like $65 to zero overnight. And people were thinking like, oh, well, it was a rug pull or an exit scam. And I actually looked at it, and the problem is the failure to understand fundamental token economics. And what they did was they created a flawed system, and it literally just fell apart in the moment because of something they built. They built it that way. And what they did was they created a stable coin that would stabilize its price by flooding the market with the original Titan token that the stablecoin's based off of. So whenever initially it like doubled a few days in a row from like 16 to 32 and 32 to 64. Whenever at $64, the token took a huge pullback because people were taking money off the table like traders do. They built the token with a failure in the fundamental issue with token economics. So to stabilize the price of their stablecoin, it starts flooding the market with these tokens that's already dumping in price, and what that does is it devalues it, and people are then selling it more, and then it devalues it more to try to stabilize their stable token price. And what it did is it created an immediate death spiral. As soon as people were selling, it just kept printing infinite amount of tokens to catch up with trying to stabilize their stable token price. So they made this stable token and their base token fall apart by their failure to understand the token economics. Nothing other than that. And so when you think about what are token economics, what makes a token function, that's up to each individual code. You have to go look at that. Like, why would Dogecoin have the same value as Ethereum? If you want to use that as a thought experiment, you know, like thinking about Ethereum as a code, as a token, it's utilized by companies to launch their own tokens. It's utilized by NFT providers to sell NFTs and make NFT marketplaces. So Ethereum is basically a tool that people are utilizing to create value in other ways. And Dogecoin, as far as a actual token that can be utilized in a way other than as a tradable asset, there's nothing there yet because the developers didn't have an incentive to create something like a backend or a functioning smart contract system or anything. So in reality, there's a few things to think about when you think about like what's the price of something long term. Like if you wanted to consider this like a Doge price prediction video long term, we're looking at Doge right now is at 24 cents, 24.5 cents. And the thing is, token fundamentals and token economics means our market cap, or the value that we have in the token, is basically the combination of the amount of available tokens, so the circulating supply, times the price of the token. That's our market cap, right? The thing is that some of these, like Bitcoin, the circulating supply doesn't change. It actually gets less and less because, well, it's still being mined right now, so it does grow, but there's a fixed amount. And people seem to lose it all the time, and it seems to be dropped in dumpsters and landfills. So there's no more to be made. Like, there's only the 21 million to be made, max supply, and it doesn't change, right? So that's max supply. Forever, ever, ever. That's how many circulating there will be, 21 million. And if you think about 21 million compared to 130 billion, that's pretty big. It's a pretty big difference in the amount of tokens. And why does that matter? You're like, well, why does that matter? So if I'm thinking like, well, Dogecoin's at 24 cents right now, Dogecoin's at 24 cents, and I'm saying that I think Dogecoin can go to Ethereum's price, which is right now is not very high. Ethereum's price right now is only $1,800. But that means that basically I'm saying I don't understand market cap, right? Because market cap right now of Dogecoin's 31 billion, and the market cap of Ethereum is 213 billion. So even if Dogecoin had more money in it than Ethereum right now, if its market cap was 10 times higher, so it had, instead of 31 billion, it had 300 billion in it. If it had $300 billion in it, Dogecoin would only be $2.40. So it would have more money in it than Ethereum. It would be second in the top ranking of cryptos under Bitcoin. Dogecoin would be, and it only would be $2.40. And the reason why is because if you take that $2.40 and multiply it by 130 billion Doge, that's where you would get that market cap. So the problem here is that Dogecoin does not have a fixed supply. A lot of these, they're all different. You know, like this is irrelevant. Ethereum doesn't really have a fixed supply either, but it burns enough tokens during their gas process that it's kind of moot point, debatable. Bitcoin's fixed, so it's just forever what it is. You know, like where XRP, there was only so many created in their first minting process, and then a good portion's held and released in escrow by Ripple Labs, and debatably, like, there could be a transfer of power for that. And in reality, there's also only so many ever made, 100 billion ever made. They do drop them out and drip them to the market, and potentially that's one of the debates around XRP, is the price versus long-term hold. That's a whole other video we can talk about. But if we're going back to thinking about Doge price long-term, we have to first understand the token economics that rule the price. And one of the first things to think about is the token creation system. So if we think like, well, Doge has 130 billion tokens, that's fine. He's saying it's got a whole bunch more tokens than anything else, like Bitcoin. It's got way more tokens than Bitcoin, way more tokens than Ethereum. But that's okay, right? Because it just means that there's more tokens available to everybody. The price is way less, and it could just shoot up to whatever price. Let's take a thought experiment. Let's take a pause. Let's say no one sells Doge ever. Let's say that everyone that's bought Doge right now doesn't sell forever, and only people are buying. Theoretically, you'd think like, well, it's going to go up. The problem is that Doge coins are created every minute. Like every minute, 15 million are made. So like every day, or there's every hour, 15 million are made. Some million amount are made every hour or minute. Hundreds of millions are made a day. There's like billions made every week, and they're made all the time. So even if people aren't selling Dogecoin, everyone has to keep buying it at an exponentially higher rate as there are more coins made. So as it keeps making more coins and it keeps printing more coins, people have to keep buying it just for it to stay at the price it's at. If people don't buy it, if people don't keep buying it, and they keep minting the coins, then it devalues itself. And this is one of the problems, is that over time, the reality of the tokens creation process and the token fundamentals rules how relevant the long-term price predictions can be. So let's do another fun game. Let's say Doge becomes the supreme currency of crypto, and Elon's elated and he makes a huge mockery of the whole situation and everyone's guffawed and everyone, like Charles Hoskinson, shits his pants. And let's just say it not only surpasses Bitcoin's market cap but doubles it. Let's say, just for fun, for a thought experiment, that Dogecoin somehow overnight doubles its price or doubles its market cap of Bitcoin. So doubles the market cap of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's at $600 billion right now. Let's say that Dogecoin doubles that market cap. So Dogecoin becomes the #1 crypto in the world with double Bitcoin's market cap. That'd be $1.2 trillion. $1.2 trillion. And so Doge right now is at, what is this? 3.1 billion at 24 cents. So simple times 10, it's 300 billion, and we have a $2.40 Doge. Let's just do times 10 again, so we have 3 trillion at $24 Doge. So that means it'd be $3 trillion market cap for a $24 Doge, and we're only trying to hit 1.2, so let's take it back in half. Let's divide it in half and some. So 24 in half, we're like 12, we're like 11. So $12 for Dogecoin to be double the market cap of Bitcoin. So do you see how ludicrous it would be for Dogecoin to go to Ethereum's price? Because Dogecoin being the #1 crypto in the world with double Bitcoin's market cap, it would only be $11. It would only be $11. Do I need to draw all that math out for you? I'm just doing an informative video about Doge and market cap for people that are new to crypto. What's up, Uvi? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, the reality is that I know you guys don't care about this, but I want to get back to streaming, and this is one of the things I wanted to stream about, and I wanted to test my stream thingy, see if it was streaming and thingies. Thingy, stream. So, anyway, I got new blue blockers. They're way cooler. And Dogecoin. So yeah, I've been off for a minute. I know it's been a real long time. I plan on making a bunch of videos and putting a bunch of stuff together for you guys that are trading stocks, and putting a bunch of stuff together for you guys that are still trading crypto. Obviously, with the Binance change, like that whole lockdown on US people, some of the VPN exclusion stuff, I haven't been able to do futures on there anymore, so we'll talk about if we can get back into there. But yeah, this video is mainly for people who are brand new to crypto and they just got introduced to the space, and they were introduced to crypto through Dogecoin. I want them to understand the token fundamentals that prevent some tokens from going to specific prices no matter what is happening. So the reality is that possibly this being a door that brings people into crypto. Like, if you think about Dogecoin is a great entrance door. People might have gotten in, they're hyped, they're wondering what's happening, they want to know more, they want to be educated. That's the important thing, is to educate yourself about what is causing prices to change. Sure, meme stocks and meme coins and momentum does a lot, but in the reality of understanding the fundamentals of token economics is going to do you a bunch. It'll do you real well. So whenever Dogecoin was like running up to 71 cents, and I told a couple of my friends that took, like we'd had there were some positions in there that were like, maybe they could make some money as long as they sold it. And I took advantage of a couple of those run-ups, and I had a good time, and I got out, and I just told some of my friends, like, look, you won't regret taking some money off the table for this. And from 71 down to 24, where we are now, is a pretty big change. So you can't neglect to say people definitely got burned. People for sure were buying at 50 and 70, possibly selling at 20. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is whenever you're kind of new to the space and you panic sell. You can't emotionally trade. You have to understand what's happening with some of these meme stocks. You have to see when things are oversold. you have to look at the trading charts, look at the RSI. You know, the relative strength index is just a trading tool, so you can see how overbought or underbought something is. But mainly I want people to think about when they make speculative decisions, like I'm going to buy this at 70 cents and it's going to go to, you know, $3,000. So just take a little bit of a reality check. A little reality check of like what's happening. Do you understand the fundamentals of the token and what the real limiting factors of circulating supply and market cap and price are? And these are important to understand, and also understanding like potentially the incentives for people to talk about something and hype it up after they've taken a position that will benefit them from allowing you to buy into their sell wall. Just like we were talking earlier about having a sell wall that's high enough, or a sell wall that's positioned in a certain way to pump things into it so you can sell without having slippage where you lose the price that you want to sell at. So long-term price predictions for Doge, thinking about what could happen. Honestly, it's going to $1. It sucks to say it, but it's going to $1. We have entered into like a bear cycle for a second. Bitcoin's getting sold down. I would say for now, you know, I think we could probably take another dive off a cliff personally. Yeah, I agree. Alex, you're right. It's funny because one of the people I was talking to about Doge whenever it was taking off he was just saying something along the lines of like, oh, well, you know, I think, you know, Doge could go up to $1,000 a share or $1,000 a coin or whatever. And it's just interesting because, you know, like you don't want to be too mad at them for joining the space and trying to take part in learning, but it's just funny to see people not understand the consensus structure, like what makes a protocol function and what kind of consensus it uses, for them to show up and like, that's kind of, I saw a whole bunch of stuff trending actually whenever DogeCoin was running up. I saw like Charles Hoskinson, to name drop him again, put up a video where he was pissed. Like people were pissed. They were very upset that they had spent so much time working on projects to make something really relevant and functional, and then to have this meme coin come up out of nowhere and just, you know, take off and suck up all this value. It was also a very clear demonstration of how close we were to a crash, because that was, I think, one of the catalysts. Dogecoin going up to 71 cents was one of the catalysts that pulled the entire market back. There was just too much money in the market, and that's an easy cycle to see when you look back at a macro scale. I mean, you could tell the whole market was going to sell off at a certain point whenever Dogecoin ran up, and there's just no way it's going to sustain that price. So taking those things into consideration, there's a lot of money you can be made to watch these trades happen. I think as far as right now, I would not be surprised to see us sell down. Bitcoin itself, obviously as a leader for the market still, Bitcoin as the dominant crypto, potentially could sell down to like 29, 28 again, which was kind of where it bounced last time. And if it drops below 29, 28, I think it could go down to 25, and that could be our bottom in a sense. Now you can tell some coins like ADA, they went down a pretty good amount, and they've come up a really good amount since like hitting $1. You know, when Bitcoin hit 29, ADA hit like $1. A Matic, wherever Matic is, hit like 95 cents, and a couple of things plunged pretty low, and they haven't bounced up as much. I think Doge went like 18, maybe 19, and it's only up to 24, but ADA's doing some really good climbing, gaining market cap, stabilizing pretty high. But I suspect that a lot of these coins are just being bought up as they're dropping right now, even though people know we're in a bear market and we're likely to continue to sell down for a little while. People are just starting to take advantage of this sell-off and accumulate as they can, like you should. So that was one of the things I put up on Twitter the other day, that was basically like, start understanding the fundamentals of the tokens you're trading, start understanding the fundamentals of the crypto you're interested in or the stocks you're interested in, and consider that possibly there's going to be a shift in value where things tip away from these meme momentum stocks and start heading back to the fundamentals that are tried and true: high cash flow, functionality, sustainability, things that people have been talking about and working on for years, and what that looks like and what that means long term. So even things that might seem like big problems now, like Bitcoin itself is an energy waster, like I just saw Alex drop that. Things like the El Salvadoran president turning on that volcanic geothermal mining Bitcoin operation is going to be huge, and it's very, green friendly for mining Bitcoin. So there's a lot happening, and there's a lot of things that I want to start talking about and making videos and doing like drop parts about how to trade in WeBull. I've been using WeBull to trade stocks and options a lot more. I'm still using Uphold for crypto, primarily Binance every now and then, even though it's just kind of hard to get into the international one now to do futures. So primarily thinking about DogeCoin long-term price prediction. To summarize what's happening, this is probably a bear market phase that we're going to be in for a minute. So if you are interested in that project, and if you're interested in any project long-term, you just got to keep buying it as it drops below your price average. So you believe in it, you keep buying it, and can keep converting cash to those assets, because those assets long-term, if they function and if they have strong fundamentals, and the token economics aren't crap, then they will accumulate value over time and it'll be worth more money. So yes, I think Doge will probably go back up to its all-time high of 70 cents, and I think eventually it'll probably go to $1. That's just the reality of how it's entered the space and how much people are paying attention to it, and the developers taking it more seriously. Developers saying they're going to work on lowering the transaction costs and increasing functionality and putting some actual maybe smart contract protocols in place. But again, these are all things that they could have been doing for years and everyone else has been doing for years. So I would encourage you, if you found this video on YouTube and you just saw my channel, first and foremost, subscribe to my channel, say hey. And also, if you were buying Doge, or if you're thinking about lowering your price average on Doge, then consider buying other things too, like ADA or Ethereum or some Bitcoin or some Matic, things that maybe you could learn about and talk about. Because in reality, diversifying your portfolio is good. We're in a bear market phase, which means prices will be dropping and different assets will take bigger plunges. So as Bitcoin, which is the market dominant leader, does possibly take another drop or another run up, it's hard to say because it just went up right in the middle of this rant, it is possible that the assets will find their own bottom as other things start to drop, based off of the possibility of people taking long position incentives or long-term positions in these tokens, because the incentive is there for them to take on that risk. So in reality, the price prediction thing is not that big a deal. If you watch this video and you just found this channel and you're wondering about Dogecoin price predictions, think about learning about the circulating supply and the issuance of tokens, how they issue them, why they issue them, how often that happens, how does that affect the price, what is the price versus circulating supply versus market cap. Understand those things. Think about just converting cash over time to assets that will continually go up, and that's the best you can do. So cheers, you guys are great. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to see all you guys. I know some of you guys are OG fam. What's up? How is Uphold working for you? Any complaints? I like Uphold a lot. I love Uphold, actually. I got their Uphold card and I love it. I can literally link the card to whatever I want. I can link it to gold, I can link it to silver, I can link it to different government currencies. I can link it to my XRP, my ADA, my Bitcoin. I can spend whatever I want, which means as soon as I have cash, I usually convert it to something and I put it in there and I spend that usually as things run up and accumulate in value. So I feel like I'm usually doing a pretty good job of offsetting some of my spending by converting cash into assets at the right time. Now the reality is that the real benefit of Uphold is that it gives me cash back in Bitcoin on those purchases on my card. I can hold just regular cash, like American cash in an American wallet or whatever, a USD wallet in Uphold, and spend that too, but the incentive is not there for me to do that because, like I was saying, the basic function of investing is to hedge against loss of value, and we know cash is just completely depreciating over time. So yeah, thanks Alex. Good slam right there. Algo, XRP, XLM, XEC, ADA, ZIL, Polygon, everyone for sure. Go check out those projects. If you're new to this crypto space and or if you can't see the comments and you're watching this later, the other coins you should be researching and checking out: Matic, Polygon, I really like that one. Zill's good. I'm a huge fan of ADA, Cardano. I've been a big Cardano person forever. XDC, XLM, XRP, Algo. Diversify your portfolio. Learn about what makes these coins function. Speculate about long-term price as you continue to accumulate if it's below your cost average. So don't panic. Don't use emotions when you're trading. Don't sell when you're down unless it's a complete trash project like that Titan Iron bullshit that the functionality of their token economics flawed that project. It caused it to go to zero. So don't skip out on that or whatever. So in reality, it's important for you to look at function of token economics and look at if the project has functionality, then you can keep accumulating it. There's a link for for Uphold too. I think I get $10 in Bitcoin if you sign up and get Bitcoin something. I don't know. I forget. So yeah, I think the Uphold link's in my description too. I'm not even sure anymore. But you should just keep learning about projects. Think about what's happening. I know Elon Musk has been hyping Doge a whole bunch, and I know a bunch of people got burned and really mad at him basically for him pumping it up, and then it's at 70 cents and he doesn't say anything as it dumps. He doesn't warn anybody, basically. It's going to dump. And it was pretty obvious to traders that was going to happen. So some people were really pissed. I don't really know if you can blame him for that. I don't think you can. I think that people have to take personal responsibility for what they're doing and how they're trading and what that looks like. And that's why I originally started making videos on YouTube like this. I was like, hey, look, let's talk about this, let's learn about this, and let's break it down. So I'll make more edits where I actually put up like how I trade on WeBull. I've been doing more option trading on WeBull than anything else, and I like that. There's a link in the description if you guys want to join WeBull. I just put the link up in the comments for Uphold, but I'm pretty sure it's in the description too if you guys want to check that out. The card I think is free. I think as long as you have money in your Uphold, you can get the card. And the cards, it's not the best. It's not the best. Where's my wallet? Might be downstairs. I don't know. It's not the best card. Like I wish it was metal. But it's like kind of plastic. It's kind of like cardboardy almost. Not even plastic. It's not even a good plastic, but it's cardboardy-ish. But it's great. It's got a chip. Works. It's a good thing. Can you open your Twitter DM, please? I sent you a chart for 2020 assets. Sure. Let's go to Twitter. Let's just go cruise Twitter for a sec. Crypto Twitter for 1 second. Okay. Yep. What am I doing? Looking for messages? Yo, okay, perfect, cool. Yeah, that's nice. This is great. This is a good image. Can you guys see that? Is it zoomed up enough? Am I in the way? Let me go. Let me take me off and this off, and just go back to this. Okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, take a gander at that, or screenshot it or something. This is great. This is totally for another video, but if you OG XRP fam, I'm sure you guys will appreciate this. So if you're watching this video and you're a Doge fanatic, this is a schematic that really starts to break apart like what the design functionality of the XRP token and the interledger protocol does for the international banking system. This is a very complex topic that we'll have to talk about another time. But the reality is basically XRP has a functionality and a potential that most people don't even really understand. So thinking about taking positions in coins and cryptocurrencies that you really like and understanding their functionality, understanding their fundamentals, and understanding the developers who are part of the token, what their incentives are and what that looks like long term, making sure that you are not committing cash to assets that you need right away. Like you're not going to put cash into something and just like catch a super hype run and get cash back unless you're an amazing option trader like me. But those are the kind of things, like, you don't put cash into those things that you need back. Those you put, that's very high risk, and you could lose it all. So don't risk it. Don't do it. Okay? Be safe with your trades. So the long story short, price predictions on things are kind of silly because they are what they are right now. They are literally the price that they are right now based off the market's value of it, perceived value of it right at this moment, people buying and selling it. So what does that look like? If we enter into a big bull run, the whole market goes up? Sure, everything goes up, maybe. Or does possibly the market keep going through a bear market cycle and a bear market phase, and everything fades off and drops down into different support as people realize the actual potential and the functionality of projects? Yes, that's probably what's going to happen. So I want to make more edits and more videos, and I want to keep going live and doing all these things, and I just had been a minute and I decided to do it. So here we are. Cheers. Thank you for coming. Thanks for saying hey. And I appreciate all you OG people coming through and saying what's up, hanging out with me. It means a lot to see you guys just ready to go. You just tuned into the stream. Like, what up? That's cool. So yeah, that's about it. We're gonna do the outro thing, I guess. Or what are you guys doing? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Good deal. You guys are great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. There's links in the description for all kinds of things if you want things. And don't forget, you're beautiful and amazing just how you are. Drink lots of water. Do something nice for yourself. Subscribe to my channel. Click the like button. Do all those things. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to go live a bunch more and I'll put up some edits and stuff. Cheers. Peace.